So we're back. Since 2023. I haven't been able to record a video, and I've been trying and just hasn't been the time. And this is what makes me believe in right timing even more than ever. Because no matter how much I would have tried to fit this into my schedule or tried to put myself in front of the camera to talk to you guys, it just wasn't working. Okay. And the best topic would be, let's talk about healing, my healing journey, and how I feel about even the word healing now. It's insane how so much has changed. I know when we met first time, I was talking to you a lot about how to go about your healing journey, how to feel more confident, how to go about your failures in life, how to own your femininity, how to make sure that you become the most magnetic version of yourself you can be and reach that higher version of yourself. And I'm happy to announce that I think I'm almost there. I don't know if I've made it, but I feel good. In the past couple of months, it's crazy coming from someone that was calling herself a relationship healing coach to start having a real problem with the word healing. And it's because every time I said it, every time I say the word heal, it just makes me feel as if there's something wrong and I need to fix it. That there's something broken and it needs to be, putting the pieces together and not so broken and healed. Like the word healed, I know might sound a little bit out of the norm for you. I know it might not be something you used to hear, or especially today where when everyone's saying, here's how you heal your inner child, and here's how you heal the past version of you, and here's 5 tips of healing your nervous system, and so on and so forth. But I rather use different words now. Let's say disassociating yourself with parts of you that's not serving you in the best way possible. And it doesn't make you broken for having those pieces and those parts. It just makes you not be able to be the full version of you you're meant to be. So if anything, I would like it to be called unbecoming the old version, unbecoming, then healing. None of us were born broken. None of us were born with wounds and pain and suffering that we've gone throughout life. None of us was born with any of that, right? And throughout life, different circumstances, different experiences has put us into different journeys to be going through what we've been through, to feel what we've been, what we have felt. I want you to pay attention to it yourself. When you say the word healing, like how does it feel in your body? For me, it just somehow makes me feel like not in control, makes me feel weak, makes me feel like there's something wrong and it needs to be fixed, and somehow it brings an urgency even in me that I don't like. So let's go over a couple of pointers together. I believe in the power of words, okay? And if you're a fan of Harry Potter or, fiction cartoons or witches and, witchcraft and all that thing, those kind of movies, they use the word abracadabra, right? When they're trying to make a magic spell or something. The word abracadabra actually stands for as I speak, so I create. And words are something that we don't pay attention too much to on a day-to-day basis, especially the words that you use to describe yourself. They're so powerful. When you say, I'm so stupid, why does this always happen to me? When you say things like, I don't think people like me, I don't think I'm likable, I don't think I'm pretty enough, I don't think, like, all these things that you associate yourself with, they matter, okay? And they make a huge difference. So I started becoming more careful with the words I was using. What do I call myself? What do I associate myself with? Before, if I would get frustrated with myself when I was doing something wrong, I would be like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Now I don't say that anymore. I'd be like, that was not such a smart way of doing this. It sounds different. I know it sounds simple, but it makes a huge difference. And as soon as I started talking to myself this way, I started feeling more empowered. I started feeling more magical. I started feeling good. I started feeling more at peace. The more I was careful with how I was talking to myself, the more I worked on that, the more I felt whole. And it's not something that a lot of people talk about. It makes it sound like as if with a lot of therapy stuff, and I've done therapy, guys, like don't get me, don't think I haven't tried it. But therapy wasn't exactly what helped me heal, or it's just another word, right? I use that word because I know that's what you're guys familiar with, but therapy is not exactly what helped me become who I am today, and I'm become all parts of me that wasn't serving me in the best way possible. But it did give me awareness, and sometimes maybe too much awareness. over things that maybe I wasn't paying too much attention to, and it wasn't making a huge difference in my life. But starting to pay attention to those things actually made me get stuck there even more. It made me drown in the blame and guilt and shame and hate and weakness and victim mentality. And that was something that I never wanted to embody. So the more I let go of all this old version of me, the more I was like, you know what? I'm just going to focus more on unbecoming. I'm just going to focus on all the things that I do want to be, not all the things that I don't. Like, for example, imagine you feel nervous and you keep telling yourself, I'm not nervous, I'm not nervous, I'm not nervous, I'm not nervous. Oh my God, like your whole body is just gonna start feeling anxious and stressed. But if you were to say, I feel a little bit uneasy and it's normal because I'm trying something for new and my body's not used to it, my body's not familiar to it. So that's why I'm feeling a bit uneasy about it. Feeling uneasy about something is so different than saying, I feel weak. I feel scared. I feel anxious. I feel, oh my goodness. Like as soon as I'm saying these words, like I can feel it, just like I can feel it in my body, all over my body. But when I say, I feel a little bit uneasy about this, it doesn't feel as harsh, it doesn't feel as triggering or threatening for my body. So that was point one, abracadabra. Point two is you don't need more healing. You just need to stop being emotionally attached to the old version of you that you've outgrown. And it's not serving you. The moment you stop being emotionally attached, the moment you go, you know what, that's just not me anymore. This is a new version of me. The moment you stop revisiting all those past experiences, all those, let's call it bad stuff, right? That's how we call it, that has happened to you. That wasn't ideal. That wasn't pleasant. That wasn't something you really wanted to experience or go through. The moment you stop associating yourself with that, the moment you say, you know what, that's not the story that I want to tell about myself anymore. I'm a different person now, and I'm going to own this story and I'm going to recreate it and I'm going to rename it whatever I like. That's the moment things are going to start changing. That's what an identity shift is to begin with. And number three, for God's sakes, just stop thinking that you need to go deeper and deeper into all the wounds and bring things to the surface and dig and dig and dig and dig and bring all the wounds and bring all the pain. And especially if you don't have the tools to know what to do with them, stop doing that. You're just torturing yourself. You're not helping. You're not healing. If anything, you're embodying a character that you don't want to be anymore, and it's in a paradox and contradiction with yourself, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I want to be this, but I was this and this and this and this. All of that happened. All of that happened. Past is irrelevant now. Okay, we don't want to stick to the past. And in a world that we live in, let's talk a little quantum physics. Quantum physics says that past, present, and future all exist at the same time. So at the end of the day, it all goes back to which one you want to pay attention to, which one you want to observe, which one you want to put your focus on. But focusing on the past, you only just bring up memories that most of the times is not something that has been so pleasant. And it just makes you not be at ease. And we've heard this word before as well. Every time you feel anxious or stressed, it's mostly because you're either too stuck in your past or too focused on the future. The present is what is real. This is what you are able to recreate and design it in a way that you would want to have those pleasant experiences you would want to have. So it's just counterproductive when you keep thinking about all the things that has happened to you and you want to keep digging, 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 digging. I've done that. Okay, I realized there's many, let's say, there were some wounds that I had to deal with, right? Whether that was a parent wound, whether that was a partner wound, whatever that was, a betrayal wound. By being aware of it, okay, it did its thing. But by sticking to that and embodying that this is what has happened to me, it just made me feel less of control of my life, less of how I can feel, less of the experiences I can create for myself. And now the more I stick with, I create my own experience, I'm going to create the experience that I want out of this life, and I'm going to embody that character that she's capable of, the better I started feeling, the happier I started feeling, the more energetic I started feeling. And as you can as you can tell by the looks of it, obviously I'm in the best shape of my life I've ever been. I'm 28 now. When I started this YouTube channel, I was probably 26, 27. And I wasn't in the best shape of my life. I wasn't the happiest. I wasn't the healthiest. I had a lot to make peace with. Whereas where I am, I'm at peace with who I am today. And there's parts of me that I'm still getting to know. And maybe sometimes it feels unfamiliar or uneasy, but that's life. It's all about exploring. When did we stop being like kids? Why do you think kids are so happy? Why do you think they're enjoying life? It's because they are curious. They look at everything and they try to explore new things. And the exploring of those new stuff gets them excited. So one of the things I learned about myself throughout this whole journey was that I need to be learning new things. Like I need to expose myself to new information that will get me excited. That would be something new that I haven't explored before, that I didn't know much about before. That gets me excited. I need to go to a new cafe sometimes here and there. I need to take on myself on new experiences here and there to bring back that excitement. And it doesn't have to be expensive, trust me. But what helped me though? What got me to be where I am? It might sound very simple, but I don't think I would have been able to do it if I didn't have the tools that I have today. At the time when you met me, I was familiar with mindset work, self improvement, self development. I was learning a lot of things about the mind, but not enough things about the body. And there would be times where mentally I would be good, but body wise, I felt like triggered about things, even though nothing was happening, even though everything was going well. I felt on edge, I felt uneasy. I'm like, what's happening? Like everything was amazing. I feel like nothing is going wrong right now, but why does it feel wrong in my body? And it's because our body is smart and our body does keep a score. So at some point, I started feeling really tense and uneasy about my emotions. And I realized it's because I learned throughout life to suck up my emotions and just get at it, to ignore it, to suppress it, because life doesn't have time for you to drown in your self-pity. So I would get up and I would just go on, and I never really properly processed 26 years of emotions. Let me tell you this, when I finally let it out, it was hell. And it wasn't fun. And it was ugly. And it was painful. But the fact that I allowed it, that let me process it. It's the fact that I learned tools to understand how can I process this better? How can I understand my body better? When they say mind, body, and spirit, they really, really are serious, and you better take it seriously. Because before I would be so disconnected with my body and so in my head all day, every day, and that's how I would operate, and that's how I would go about my day-to-day life, and that's why it wasn't serving me. At some point, I crashed. Now I'm actually, wait, I was 72 kilo. I'm 54 now. How many kilos is that? 18 kilo lighter than the last time you guys saw me. And I think those 18 kilos wasn't just fat. It was pain. It was things that I've suppressed. It was me not allowing myself to be fully myself without giving a damn and give a fuck about anyone and what they think of me. It was everything. It was a lot of things. So I feel lighter, and I'm pretty sure you can feel the energy through this as well, because I let go of a lot of things. But to be able to let it go, I had to feel it. What we don't want to do, a lot of us, is we don't want to feel it. We don't want to sit with it. And that's the most important thing to do. That's the only way for you to be able to understand your body. So when you feel off something, you feel something off in your body, don't just ignore it, don't just suppress it. Sit with it. Talk to yourself. Ask yourself questions. That's literally what I do now. If I'm feeling off about something, I go on about it. I hold my hand on my heart sometimes, and I just talk to myself. And I'm like, what is it? Where is this coming from? Are we feeling tense? And then I wait for an answer. And I guarantee you, the more you practice this, the more answers you get. And then it becomes an instant. In the beginning, if you haven't lived your life that way, I can tell you that it might be a bit challenging. I can tell you that the answers may not come right away. But if you meditate on it, if you give it some time, I used to be the person that couldn't even meditate for 5 minutes. Now I meditate for 30 minutes sometimes, and it felt like 5 seconds went by. Why? Because I learned to sit and learned to sit still. And I learned to sit and listen. And by sitting and listening and processing and letting go, I got the alignment that I have now with my mind, with my body, and with my soul. So over the last couple of years, what has helped me has been, number one, I've learned a practice that now I teach others do as well, which is called EFT tapping. In other episodes and other videos, we can definitely go over a couple of practices. I'll do my best to create more of those videos as well. But EFT is basically an emotional freedom technique. And tapping is just tapping. So in Chinese medicine, they say that we have these meridian points, which are energy points on our body, which for those of you who don't believe in energy, even though everything is energy, let's just say that these points, they have more of your nerves, there's a spot that has more nerves, okay, under that spot, which what it really does is when you tap on it, you're basically sending a signal to the amygdala of the part of your body, of the part of your mind, which is a emotional processor, okay, which basically is responsible for emotions like fear, anxiety, grief, all of those things, and it helps you process it. And when you tap, it sends a signal to that fear center and says, "Hey, all is well. You're panicking for no reason. Calm down," and it helps calm down your body. I used to be the type of person that was in panic mode 24/7. I used to get panic attacks, and I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't even know what a panic attack was the first time I got it. I thought my heart is going to stop at some point. But when I learned these techniques, when I learned to embody and honor my body and what it's trying to tell me and listen and use these practices, that's when I started getting more peace in terms of my body, in terms of my emotions, in terms of my nervous system. Most of us don't have an anxiety issue, a personality issue, a mood swing issue. We have a nervous system issue. Most of us are dysregulated because we live in a world that's so overstimulating, that is full of dopamine. You know, when you go on your phone and you're just doing this, which I've seen many people addicted to. I saw that couple at a restaurant the other day. They're sitting down, they're on their phone, and she's eating sushi and she's doing this. She's watching videos, she's scrolling. That's how addicted we have become to doom scrolling. And what do you think that's doing to your brain? Do you know how many informations and how many different emotions those videos are getting you through? Your body, your mind, and you're just processing that? Like literally with no control. And you think you're not doing a big deal. You're doing the most damaging thing you could be doing to your mind, your body, and your soul. Trust me when I say that. Every time I feel good and I start scrolling for 5 minutes, I feel depressed because you keep seeing other people's lives and you keep looking at your life and you're like, oh my God, I'm so far away from it. Oh my God, my past was better. Oh my God, look at her. Her life looks so aesthetically pleasing to the eye. They look so happy. And little do you know that that's not the truth behind most of those people that you see behind the camera, right? So EFT tapping was one of those practices that I learned that helped me, which helped with emotional regulation, so keeping my body calm, because most of my health issues was due to being chronically stressed. Yes, I got diagnosed with that, chronically stressed. And the moment I learned how to do that with my body, then my digestion got better, my bloatings went away, my skin got better, my hair shedding got better, which you see hair freezes, by the way, it's because my hair is growing back. It's because of the amount of hair I've also lost due to all these health things. So by doing all of this, you're not just giving into your body, you're honoring it and helping it serve you in the best way possible. This is the most important vessel and vehicle you have to get to the life you want. If you were to destroy it now in your 20s, forget about it supporting you in your 60s or 30s, okay? So that's one. Number two was hypnotherapy. When I started learning about the magic of what hypno can do and how you're able to change yourself at a core level and won't have to keep tapping back and going back and snapping back to the old versions of you, old habits every time you try to install a new habit. When I learned the secret of how to do that, it wasn't so much of a secret anymore. It's so simple. So that helps me rewire my subconscious mind, which is responsible for 95% of the things that you're doing on your day-to-day basis. That's why your life is the same every day when you don't try to change anything about it, because you keep repeating the same day as before on autopilot with the help of your subconscious mind. So all those practices combined And actually practicing what I preach helped me be where I am now. And it makes me so excited because I can't wait to be able to help more people through my community, the people that I come across, you guys, to be able to feel what I feel now, get a sense of it, get a taste of it, to feel like what it really feels to be fully yourself, embodying yourself, being that whole version of you, and letting go of all the things that the society makes you think makes you imperfect. Okay? So that's it. I think this was a good catching up. But yeah, make sure you follow along the journey and wait for more videos because I'm back.